So welcome fifth graders to a video. It's been a while. What I'm going to do today is show you the last step for this project. So we are going to be adding color to one of your 25 scissors, only one. Okay. What we're doing is we're looking at an emphasis. So right now we have this whole pile and craziness and all of that. We want to bring the viewer's attention to one of the scissors. So you are going to pick one of the scissors and add color to it. Now it should be a scissors that is not just like the blade. It should be over half, if not the majority of the scissors showing. So the one that I am going to do is going to be this one here. So it's underneath this scissors, but it's going to be this part here. To do that, what I first want to do is find a scissors and find a color that I'm happy with. A lot of people struggle with finding the colors for this one, so I picked it on purpose. And I'm going to do my best. Now, I'm not, if you can't find the exact color, then I want you to do your best to try to find it. A lot of the colors, no matter what scissors you're using, you're not going to be able to use just one colored pencil. You're going to have to blend and mix some colors. So I took a scrap piece of paper here and I traced out a scissors. And I'm using that one to kind of practice and see what I like. So I found some colors. I have a kind of grayish blue, more green, turquoisey, and then a lighter blue. A lot of you will find a colored pencil that the outside looks exactly like this, but you'll notice that it doesn't match. So what I did is I like to kind of push down kind of hard and see what the color is. So we put that next to it. It's a little bit too light. And so then I'm going to grab one of these other colors. And I like to do a true test of the pure color. So we notice that that one now is too green. Then we have a third one, okay, which is a little bit more gray, like I said. So now what you can do is you can kind of test some of the colors with putting that color over the top. Okay, and the base that you have changes things a lot. And so what you'll find is this one we did green in the bottom, blue on top. This one we did blue on the bottom, green on top. And it's going to give you a little bit of a different color. I like the blue on the bottom and green on the top a little bit more. So then what I'm going to do is we're going to worry just about the blade. I'm going to put a very light layer of this blue. I'm going to put it on everything. So a light layer. What I'm grading on for this project is obviously staying inside the lines. And then once again, looking at your scissors. You're looking at where the shadows are. You're looking at where the highlights are. Highlights meaning where the light hits and where things are lighter because of that. Okay, this is a high point. So I'm going to go very light with that. And I'll come back and talk about that. I am just going to do one of the handles. And you don't have to do a practice one before you do it on here. I'm just doing it on here so you guys can see it a little bit better. And I can see right now that the color is so light right now that it's hard for you guys to see. So I'll begin pushing harder in a little bit. This camera isn't great. Okay, so now I'm going to use that green color on top. And again, now I'm looking at my scissors for areas that are lighter. I might have more of this green color. So right now I'm just blending these colors. Again, staying inside of the lines. So I'm blending or mixing these colors to get a color that's closer to these scissors. All right. Now I also kind of like the darker grayish blue because now this can come in and kind of be my shadow. So I can come in with this color now and add and push down a little harder and add some darker areas wherever I see them. So I'm looking for that glare. Wherever I see that white, almost light area from the lights in the classroom, that's a space that I don't want to touch. I want to leave that the lightest color. Sharpen this. Okay, so I get darker around the edge here. For mine, it gets dark on the top part of this groove, but then really light right here. So I don't want to touch that. And you'll find that I'll go over a lot of this with that greenish color now. And try to blend the colors even more. For some of these, I'll use 5 different colors just to make it look a certain way. I never use a black to add shadows though. So whenever I'm working with a blue or a green, a purple is actually a really nice color to use for a shadow. So I can add some darker colors with that purple and just lightly. And I'm slowly getting to this blue color. Again, trying to make it look as realistic as possible, trying to add those shadows as much as possible. So I'm pushing harder where I want those darker colors to be. Right, and then slowly getting there. So one of the lightest areas on the in right here is that white spot. That's something that, because of this pencil line, is right where it needs to be. I don't need you to get that realistic, but I do want you to see how dark it is right on this inner part of the scissors, and then how dark it is kind of on the edge here, obviously inside of that crack, but on that edge, and then how it lightens up along the edge here. So I darken here and leave this little part lighter. So I can come in and add a little bit more green with that. When it comes to the blade, you want to use pencil. Don't use black, don't use colored pencil. You want to just use your pencil, and you want to go as light as possible, and you want to go in one direction. So I'm going to go very light. Notice that my fingers are all the way back on the pencil so that I can do longer strokes. Okay. Then I'm going to do the bottom, which is even lighter. So I'm barely touching. And then we have a darker beveled edge. And so I can push a little bit harder. You'll notice my fingers are now closer to the tip of the scissors. And I can add all of that just with the pencil. Okay. So if I need to go darker, I can go darker. But stay inside the lines. And again, you're trying to make it as realistic as possible. So I would do all of this detail. Hopefully I don't spend all my time on my practice, but I should be doing it to one of the scissors in here. I will do that to this one, and I'll have a picture right below the video. So hopefully that helps.